I'm here. Hey, Tasha. Hey, Linz. Hey, Padma. Hey, Go-Kart. How's everybody doing? Hey, Patrice. Good to see you. Hey, Pearly. Hey, Nero. How's everybody doing? How's y'all's week going? The boys are at a basketball game right now. Travis is cheering, but he's got to ride home, so yay, awesome. Thank you for letting me know. Y'all can hear and see me. What else was I doing? Checking out. Oh, got 21 of you guys on here and already have 5 likes on the YouTube video. That'll be saved out of this. Thank y'all. All right. Let's bring up some questions. I have some integumentary and nervous spine questions for today. Let's see. Change the properties. Here we go. Let me know if you guys got any questions too, even if it's not related to this. Whatever y'all got going on. I have the musculoskeletal notes up now if you guys are interested, and I'm working on the respiratory section for CPT for 2024 right now. We went over all the new codes that are in, like the respiratory, cardiology, the female genitalia, and nervous system last night in our TikTok live. That replay was just posted up this afternoon, so if y'all missed it, it is up on YouTube now. So I hope that's helpful. Awesome, Marianne. That's great that you are almost done with that course. Yeah, we can do some E&M too. Yep. Let me add to answer that question about the apprenticeship. Let's see, browser. No, it's not that. It's not that either. Aha. I need to know, I need one over here on this one. What have I got open over here? Facebook. Yeah, I need to get open Facebook for this. There we go. All right. So your question about the apprentice removal, I have on our Facebook page this post about how to remove your apprenticeship, and it's all listed here from AAPC. It tells you what to send. It gives you the link you can just click on to right there. I can post the link into chat, but all that will help you guys to get your apprenticeship removed. You can get it removed before you even take your medical coding exam. You don't have to wait till after. If you have college transcripts, my college transcripts that I sent them were from 1994. So they don't put a cap on how long ago it was. So that's nice. And then you can also, they have the option of just getting a coworker or an employer can also send information saying that they've seen you utilize all 3 books in your duties. That it doesn't have to be like an official employer. It can be just a friend, coworker. So that's nice too. So, but you can submit your paperwork to this link. I think I just put it in chat. And you could submit it well before you even attempt to do your exam. That's what I did. And you can see right here, it says it's been removed. And when you do take your exam, you will be given full certification status. And I was. So I wasn't about to sit for any kind of exam in the medical field that I wasn't going to be at least certified for, because I've got way too much experience. And, I've already got 30 years. I'm not going to be an apprentice. I wanted to get rid of that and have proof of that before I even tried to sit for the exam. I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn Aries. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. Just go to the Facebook page. Also, this picture is also available on my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com under the shared gallery. So I hope that's helpful. You got yours done before taking the exam? Awesome. Who was that? Martha, I just wanted to pop in and say thank you. She passed her exam on the last day, it looks like, to take your exam. Aw. I'm so glad it was easy way for you. That's awesome. Congratulations. Yay. Fantastic. I just had to take a picture of that. That's awesome. Where are the E&M codes in your workshop located? I'm not sure what you mean by that, but go back to this and we can go to the YouTube channel, because that's where all my workshops are located. They're all videos. You do not get PDF versions of any of the questions because they're not my questions. We're using them to study with. And if you go to the playlist and you go to the workshops, there's a full playlist right here. There's 18 of them. And if you have the YouTube membership, you get access to all of these. They all have around 75 questions in them each that you can view and do. Even if you don't have the YouTube membership, this one and 2 a year are done free that everybody has access to. This one that I did 3 weeks ago is free, and then I do one every April that is free. So every December and every April, I do a workshop that's free for everybody. So there's lots of workshops with E&M in them. All of these. Yep. So I hope that's helpful and answers your question. It's all because of you, Jen. Aw. She said she's confused about whether she can use her 2023 books, and then the question gets cut off. So I'm assuming she's asking about if you can use your 2023 books for a 2024 exam. Yes, you can. For both certificates up until May of something. Let me see. I think I got a piece of paper on this. I think I do somewhere. One of these lovely pieces of paper. Yeah. So if you're taking an AHIMA certification, you can use a 2023 book up until May 1st of 2024. So I wrote this last year. Then after that, there's no more 2023 manuals. That's for the CCA and CCS. If you're AAPC, you can use the 2023 manual until December 31st, 2024. That's the last day. Then there's no more 2023 books. I do recommend you either watch my repeat lives like the one last night where I went over all of the new codes, what they were, what was inside of them, what were the one-word differences between a ton of sections last night in my TikTok live so that you could just write them in. And that repeat live is on my YouTube if you have a YouTube subscription. So I hope that's helpful. Again, if you want to use your 2023 books, you absolutely can for a 2024 exam with AHIMA until May 1st of 2024. And then you can't anymore. Same thing for AAPC. It's okay to use your 2023 books until December 31st of 2024 for any of their certifications. Then after 12/31/2024, we will no longer be able to use the 2023 book. No one can use the 2022 books anymore for any exams. Just so you know, we can't no on 2022 books. Those are a no as of now. Marianne, you're awesome. Thank you so much for coming in and letting me know. Hey, Makeup. An Aries too. Aries, we are a force to be reckoned with. We like it our way. And that's it. That's all there is. Quick question. I scored a 62 on the exam. I got AOS on the section. I scored low in, oh good, area of study. I did pretty well, and I did pretty well. I think I'm scared myself on the exam. The second guessed myself and anxiety kicked in. Yes, do not second guess yourself. Let yourself go. Answer it. Move on. Please don't second guess yourself. And try not to read the questions. You should not have anything to second guess yourself on. If you do these questions the way that I've been teaching y'all to do them, you won't have any way of getting them wrong, really. Sincerely won't. We'll do that in just a second. You're an Aries too? Who's an Aries? Who was that? Rebecca. Rebecca is too. Ooh. Yeah, you want to update them into the 2024. And I have notes in my shop, on my website, and on Etsy. If you want to update your 2023 books and turn them into 2024, I have it for the CPT book and the ICD-10 so far, where we go page by page and I show you what I write on what page. Plus you get a copy of what the codes are typed out so that you know how I spell things in case my handwriting is awful. That's super helpful, but both those documents are up if you want them. Or just watch me do the book prep on TikToks. Anxiety is awful. Yes. All right. So let's do this practice question, right? We're in our book and we are doing our first practice question, just like if it was one of our exams questions during our certification. Remember, put blinders on. Don't even look at that silly question, right? Look at this. I've taught you a few things. If you see the 14 in integumentary, you know you're benign, right? If you're 16, we know we're Cancer, right? We have two that are similar with these 111s, right? If A was the answer, we did 2 of something. If B was the answer, we did 3 of something. If we did C, we did 2 things. If we did D, we did 2 things. So there's one that's different from the others, so that's kind of interesting. We can check out our question and see if we see anything that would make us think that this is Cancer, you know, right off the bat. And we don't have a diagnosis here, right? We're just going to cut whatever it is off, send it to pathology. So you know right away we can't do these two. And these two are similar. We should always check these. Then it's just a difference between our 13 and our 20 here too. Right? Also, the factor is that we've got the only thing that's different is by adding that 120 in there. Do we have 2 things or do we have 3 things? By just counting, pretty much know already what our answer is. And also, knowing how AAPC is, You know, it's normally our similarities. Our answer starts off with the same answer. Those are the answers we need to pay attention to 99.9% of the time. Then it's a difference between 2 and 3 codes. They're going to try to push you and make you think that you need the 3 codes, but always code either the smallest of the numbers or the least amount of numbers. So the best answer, if you didn't even look up anything in your book, of course, is going to be A, just thinking about it. What is our 12011? We can look that one up real quick just to see what it is. If I was going to look up anything, that would be the only thing I'd really look up, because the answer is the same in both A and B for those other codes, so there's no reason to look them up when it's the same thing. You know it's going to have to be in the answer. Just a simple repair, superficial wound. What did you guys think was the answer? We had a lesion on the left nasal area. And then we had something on the lower lip. Just counting. You know you only have 2, right? Yeah. Super easy. Just count them. Don't really have to look up anything with that one. E and M. Let me close that camera. That way it's out of the way of the question. We don't really have to worry about our E and M since it's the same. So's the modifier. We do have differences between the 44s or the 004 or the 005. But if you're looking for similarities, A and C have the same answers, right? The only difference is whether we're an 11 or we're a 13. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? This is the difference between whether we have a simple repair or we have a intermediate repair. Intermediate, intermediate, or simple. Anytime you see the key terms heavily contaminated, that always gets you to where you get to upcode a code. If it's simple, it turns it into intermediate. If it's intermediate, it turns it into complex. If anything is ever heavily contaminated. That's part of a guideline that we have, that even if your closure is a simple one, but it's heavily contaminated, you still get to bill the intermediate. That can be found on page 94 of your 2024 CPT book, in case you wanted to know where that guideline was. Oh, I'm trying to shrink this so that I can get it all into the screen for you. Yep. So no matter what, we know we're not going to start out with anything simple because we have something that's heavily contaminated. So you know we're going to keep our A and C, and then our only difference is whether we're an 11 or a 13. Since we are billing for an office visit, you do not bill for adhesive strips. That is included already in your E&M visit. If the patient came in just for a laceration repair, then you could bill for this one if you were not billing for an office visit. Another guideline tied to this question that's nice to know. So we're only billing for the 10 centimeter, the 8 centimeter, and the 2 centimeter. Hands are not coded with arms. They're separate site locations. Be sure and check your descriptors in all these areas because the body parts that they group together can be super confusing. And yep, we are C. Good job. I think maybe my kids, I wonder if they're home yet. Not sure. Sorry, replying back to Twinkle. Okay. Let's get our next question out. We've got all of them starting out with the same code. Then we've got C and A again that have the same answer for the second code. Then it's just a difference between the 77 or the 75. I would start off with these two and see what our differences are. Our 15 to 75. And 77. Just looking at those differences, what do you guys think? We have one thing we need to look at in our question, and that's it. It's just that one number, and that one number tells us everything we need to know. We don't need to read anything else out of this question. Just need that one number, because that is the one word difference between those codes, is just that one thing. Yep. A is our answer. Good job. Perfect. This question's always in the practice exam questions. Often wonder if it ever shows up on the exam. I think sometimes it does, or a variation of it shows up on the exam. I know I had AKs on my exam. They weren't this particular question, but I did have AKs on my exam. We got 3 with the same answer. I hear them boys coming in now. Same here. Just the differences between timesing or not. And we do have some modifiers. We've got our word and. That is helpful. Which answer would equal up to 5 AKs and 4 lesions? If A was the answer, how many things did we remove? We only removed AKs, and we only removed 2 of them. If our answer was B, we removed only warts, and we removed up to 14 of them. If B was our answer. So if C was our answer, we did 1 plus 4 more, 5 AKs, and up to 14 warts. If D was our answer, we would have done 2 AKs and up to 14 warts. So we've got 5 and 4 is what we're looking for, which can be matched with C. Yes. Perfect. Ooh. We have 2 pages here of notes, but we're always going to start off with our answers first, and we've got 2 that have the same answer. Again, 125. And then it's just a difference of adding another CPT code. Would we have 2 or would we have 1? Both of them all have 1 diagnosis. but the difference between A and B is we have 2 CPTs or 1 CPT. What is included in our 19-125? That is our excision of the breast lesion. What did we do today? We did a biopsy of the breast with previous wire guiding. What do you guys think the answer is? On this one. Our 19-285. What the heck is that one? Clip metallic pellets, wire, needle, radioactive seeds, percutaneous through the skin, including ultrasound guidance. Patient did have the radio markers in their breast, but it wasn't something that we did today. It was preoperatively done some other date or time. So this code would not be coded with today's visit. All we did is the breast biopsy based off where the marker was at today. So A is our answer, right? Yep. A. We have 2 confusing breast biopsy codes, the 19-120 and then the 19-125. The 19-120 is just a removal, open procedure. We cut you open, take out the breast tissue, and sew you back up. The 125, we do the same procedure. We cut you open, take out the breast tissue, and send it off to pathology, sew you back up. But with 125, there was a previous visit where another physician went in and marked the spot that they wanted removed, either with blue dyes, some seed little pellets, even a guide wire. And they leave it there for another day to come back and remove that tissue later, either by them or by somebody else. So number 19-125 is a combination of 2 visits, where 19-120 is just all in one visit. Kind of another way to look at it. None of the answers start out with the same answer or same code, but we do have 3, B, C, and D, that all seem to be in this 40 area. I would start out there and go see what's going on with those codes. Look at your one-word differences and then search your question for those one-word differences. See if you're in that area. 110. Where are we at? 110 40s. So we're under debridement. Did we do 20 subcutaneously? Did we do 20 in the muscle, or did we do 20 in down to the bone? The best way to go about these questions is don't look for subcutaneous tissue because that's in all three of them. Don't look for muscle first either, because that could be in two answers. First, clear whether there was down to bone in all of the examples. That way you know there should be only one if there is a bone. If that makes any sense. Bone is the deepest that you have to go down to, and you have to go through subcutaneous level and muscle to get to bone. So if you want to eliminate any of the answers, the best way to eliminate them is to start with the most difficult, something that you have to go through all of those areas to get to. So let's clear our bone first. Did we see bone or anything like that? Did we go down that deep or not? I don't see anything. We are in the calf. We would have muscle there, obviously. We would have bone there eventually. I'm not seeing the word bone. And I'm just kind of skimming from the bottom up, looking to see if we ever made it to a bone. I can eliminate C because I don't see bone. Did we do any muscles? You would be looking for words like, let's go over this way. If you wanted to know if muscle was in here, you would be looking for anything in this calf region. You would be looking for words that say long, G-U-S. Any one of these words. I often like to look at this chart or the other one to see if I use it for a lot of my different CPT code sections, because sometimes when I'm looking for muscle, I can go here and see if there's any of these words in my question to help me eliminate. And I'm not seeing any longus, any flexors, anything like that in our question. So I know we can eliminate even the muscle one. All they did was subcutaneous. So we know our answer for this one is, still don't see a correct answer, maybe. Yeah. Oh, Patrice got it. Good. Good job. And Padme. Yes, D. D. Lots of modifiers. Are we a 78, a 76, a 58? We have two of them that have the 78. That might be interesting. Are we an 80 or are we a 40? What do you guys think on this one? What do you guys think on this one? What is our 78 modifier? We've got unplanned return to OR. 76 is a repeat procedure. And 58 is our stage procedure. These will be on your medical coding exam. Be sure you know the differences between those codes or modifiers. Patient had a hernia surgery 6 days ago. They're having some complications, it looks like, right? They reopen them back up. I'm gonna go yell at my children. They're barking at my door. I locked it. What are you growling at my door for, Travis? Travis, why? Why are you growling at my door? All right. Six days out and they're having swelling and redness. Would we be unplanned, repeat, or staged? What do you guys think? Yep, unplanned return. If y'all haven't, be sure and write complication down beside that one. So it's either a difference between C or A. What do you guys think? 101. Hematoma clear fluid. 80 is for post-op. This is after a surgery, right? They are post-op, really, right? Yeah. Here's some of our 16s, 14s, we've already got our carcinoma screaming at us right here. So we know we are a 16, right? If I taught you anything, I taught you how to get rid of this and figure out where you're at super fast. If you've got an OMA, then you know you're going to be a 16 in integumentary, always. Now it's just a difference between the 03 or the 06. What is our differences between those? 116. Right. Our sizes, anything bigger than a 2.1, you only have to memorize one number, not memorize, but look at your CPT book and look at the biggest number of the smallest code. So that's a 3.0. Anything bigger than a 3.0 is going to be A. Anything smaller than a 3.0 is going to be B. What do you guys think? One lesion is 3. Our second lesion is a 1.5. And then our other one on the neck is a 1. And then our last one is a 2. So we can line those up. We've got a 3, a 2, a 1.5, and a 1. And our biggest one, which will be our first code of the day, was a 3 centimeter. So we know B is our answer, right? Because we weren't over the 3. Because our 113 or 11603, remember it does from 2.1 to 3 centimeters. So anything less than 3 up to 3, and then anything over it is going to be our other code. What was it, that's 6 or 5, or yeah, anything over it? It was the 6. Anything over 4? Yep. Anything over this range would be our 06. But as long as we are with this range, we are B. We got lots of 14s. We've got 2 of them that are the 1463 and 2 of them that are 1471. See what our differences are. We're either complex repair, whether we're perianal or inguinal is our differences. Where are we? Are we perianal or inguinal? This one's going to be 2 pages long. That's the rest. Are we inguinal or perianal? Another cat fussing at the door. Go let her in. Chloe, you're annoying. Come on. Come on. They're not going to wait all day for you. Come on. Come on, Chloe. No. yelled at the door and didn't come in. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? We got one more after this one, and then we're moving to the nervous system. If we're in the pubis down to the perineum, some of them are garden. Are we peri or inguinal? Where is this? Anybody know? Are we peri or inguinal? Still got 35 of you on. Anybody know? Oh yeah, I forgot about subscriptions. Let me give away some subscriptions. Y'all be sure and chat, because a lot of times it picks people who have chatted recently as winners. Let's give away some YouTube memberships. Yes, yes, yes. Are we inguinal or perianal? There's that darn cat up back again. Let me let these come in. Oh, go back and get this cat. Come on. Come on, Chloe. Come on. Come on in. Come on. Come on. Come here. Come here. Come on. Yeah, come on. Good girl. My goodness. You don't need a written invitation, girlfriend. Just come on in. All right. Who won? Oh, Diana. Padme, is that you? Tasha, Makeup, Camille? Yay. Awesome. Congratulations, guys. We are inguinal, guys. That is the groin area. That is the groin. Where's my question at? Here we go. That is inguinal. That is our groin area. In my notes, turn my camera. I wrote in groin there so that you guys would know it's groin. So, super helpful notes are always nice. It's too much anatomy in this exam sometimes, and then the fact that they quit letting y'all have medical dictionaries is rough. Now, I think the AHIMA people with CCS still get to use a dictionary. I could be wrong. I haven't read their proctor's notes in a little while. But AAPC got rid of the medical dictionaries the year that I took it in 2019. For the in-person, exam that I took, I wasn't even trying to pass. I did bring my medical dictionary, but I never even opened it. And then when I took it remotely online, they did not allow the medical dictionaries by that time. So, anyway, it's a shame. We got to know everything that a physician knows, but get paid, what, a fourth that they do? So we know we're going to keep our inguinals. So we'll get rid of D and A. Now it's just a difference between 2 CPTs or 1, 2, 3, 4. And actually this has got 3, 4, 5, 6. Would we code 6 CPTs with this one or 2? What would be our response to this? What would AAPC expect as the answer? They'd probably be trying to push you to make you think you had to bill 6 CPT codes, but I can't imagine you being able to bill all that together. If you're just counting without having to look up anything, you'd know B is your answer, right? Think about what I've taught you. What would be the answer? Would it be 6 CPTs or would it be just 2? B. There's no way that they would pick an answer that would be that many CPT codes on the AAPC CPC exam. It's always usually a difference between 3 codes or 2 codes, or billing a 51 versus a 50 code. Always pick just the 50, the lowest billable code or the cheapest code. 6 CPT codes would amount to a bigger bill than 2 CPT codes. Think of it that way. Last integumentary here. I bet these codes are probably under one header and these codes are probably under another header. Might check that out and see. I had the internet people here today, fiber optics. They got it to our road and to our driveway. Now they have to dig up the side of the house all the way to our backyard to lay the fiber optic wire and then attach it to our home to get it installed. But soon we will have fiber optic internet, which I hope will be a whole lot better. We're going to keep our current Wi-Fi internet thing that we have now, but I'm going to add fiber optics to the house. That way I've got 2 different internet companies attached to my house, and both of them with full big plans. That way I have a backup. So if one company goes down, I've got a backup. The other company will kick on. I've always wanted that. They won't give me 2 accounts with my current person. I think that's really silly that a company won't sell you 2 accounts. I always wanted 2 accounts. But I guess that's their loss. But fiber optics is now in our town, which is totally separate from our local Wi-Fi companies. And they will allow us to have an extra account. So I'm excited. I can't wait. What do you guys think the answer is for this one? We doing excisions. They're all under the same header of other procedures, a kind of a hodgepodge of codes they didn't really have a place to put them. They have free muscle grafts, some excisions, just some random suturing, even dressing changes, and liposuction back here in this little section. So lots of crazy codes. What did we do today? Then what the difference between the codes? 77 is iliac crest or hip area, chest, waist, hips kind of area. 79 is around legs. Where were we? What body parts did we remove from? Iliac crest, flank, back. So we know that is in our trunk area. 77. B. So things that I put in my notes for these codes out of this exam is like the 7-9 code. I put posterior or medial thighs. For our 77, I have chest, waist, hip, back, aka iliac crest equals hip. We could also write in crest, iliac crest, and flank region. Flank. That's a good one to write in. Sounds like they're making fish flanks. Iliac crest. I did have that one. I just didn't have the flank in there. So that's cool. All right. No worries. 6,000 codes. Awesome. Nothing is the same answer twice. We have all of them starting with 6, all of them starting with 0, 2, and then we're all different for the last 2 digits. So let's go to our 602s and see what's going on with these codes. 602, we're not in the nervous. We're back here in the something else, maybe? Or did we get to the nervous? 602. We're in the prostate. We're in the prostate area. Okay, we're close. 60220 is our first one. These are crazy codes. Knowing whether you're doing the thyroid, total, subtotal, if you're removing extra tissue along with it, or doing it with the sternal split open also. The thyroid gland was resected free. and removed. What would we code for that? Our 20 is unilateral, and it's a lobectomy. 240 is a total complete. 52 total subtotal for malignancy, and 60 is all. What do you guys think? Yep, C. It's total complete. Thyroid gland, get it out of there. Yep. So the way they noted it here, thyroid gland was resected and removed. So just put next to this one, thyroid gland removed. Or put resected if you want to use their words that they've got, that they've been using. All right, what about our 647s? 64704, 18, 19, and 21. 18 and 19 are the closest together. That's probably where I'd start. Look and see what my differences are on those codes. I hope those YouTube memberships help out a whole bunch. If you guys want to purchase a YouTube membership, you can get any level. There are 3 levels, but it doesn't matter which level you purchase. Everything's included in all 3 levels. They just maybe pick 3 levels. And you can stop your subscription anytime through the Play Store. That's where you purchase it on your cell phone or device, whatever. And you can stop it there too at any time. 647, where are we at with you, mister? 647, 18 and 19. Elbow or wrist? What did we do? Where is this area here? Knowing what things are called when they're not simply called elbow or wrist is just what they're testing you on here to see if you know what the name of it is. Because they both do the ulnar nerve. So that one's not helpful because it's in both codes. Just where is the medial epicondral area? Would that be in the elbow or the wrist? And if you had to choose, right, we choose just based off similarities and which ones are closest to each other. 18 and 19 are the closest, What do we do if we have no other information? We have no idea what the answer is. We pick the smallest of the two numbers, the cheapest of the two, right? So no matter what, we would be leaning towards the 18 as our answer, right? Even if we just had to guess. Pick the smaller of the two numbers. More often than not, it's the correct answer when I see patterns with the exam. 18 is our answer. Now you can go over to your CPT book and you can write next to this code 67418. You can change that, put your one-word difference down as epicondyle. We're on somebody's exam recently that took them in December. So be sure you know the differences between the 964, 45, and 46. They're both radicals. One of them has a chain and the other one doesn't. It means whether they're building up the bone back or getting like some donor cartilage. But anyway, back to this question. Are we doing a graph? Those are easy to eliminate. Ooh, I see the word graft. I think we only have one of them that's a graft, maybe. $696.20 is the only one that's got the graph beside it. What do you guys think? What? Travis, stop bugging me. There was garbage just coming out of your room. You didn't take the trash cans down. You banged on my door 3 times during my lesson asking about this oculus. My day was just fine. It was a good, productive day. How was your day? You know, you got your brother in trouble. Why were you heading to math class, annoying him? Why did you walk to his math class with him? You're in the same math class as James now. Are you? Is that what you're saying? Yes, you do it to him. He got in trouble for yelling at you today with the math teacher. She's already emailing me. Y'all's first day? It's not going to work having y'all in class together, obviously. I'll call the school tomorrow. Good gracious. Why did they put both them boys in the same math class? Good gracious. All right. My children are needing attention. Did y'all get graphed with this one too? Do y'all like B? I like visuals too. Just think of anterior and posterior as top and bottom, not side to side. All right, we've got all of them starting out with at least the first 3 digits. We have 2 of them that do have the 4s. So I'd concentrate on A and C. Let's go to those 2 codes and see what's going on. 63042. doing eyeballs. Are we doing eyeballs? I hate eyeballs. Good, we're not. We're back here in our spines. 630. 42. Versus our 47. They got different parents, but they're both child codes and they're both lumbar. When it's a child code and all you see is like a word, lumbar or thoracic, you can't do anything with it. To be able to tell if you're this code, you have to go to its parent code, which are 47. 47, our parent code is our 45. We have to go to the code ending in 45. This one is a lamb, a foss, and a foreman. To figure out if we're a 42, we have to go to the number 40. This will be an exercise that will be tested to you on the exam, knowing how to find out the differences between child codes by looking for a parent code that will be in a separate location, somewhere else from the child code. This one is either a hemi, sometimes they call it a hemi, or it's just a lamb, is all it is. It does include partial, foss, and a foreman, but they are partials, is the difference. Where these are the full-on. So what did we do? Luckily, this one has the word hemi in it. Now, maybe during your certification exam, they may just say laminectomy here with the partial foreman. So be sure you know that the 47 is a complete foreman, where 42 or 40 will be a partial. Make sure you know that these are partials and then the other set is completes. Super helpful just to know that differences. They usually start out, a lot of these codes, the smaller the number, it's usually the smaller of the two procedures, partials versus completes, and then it'll move on and escalate to combos where it's doing multiple things. In general, OB is about the only one that starts out with the total biggest procedure is the smallest code, and then if you want to break it up into smaller codes or smaller sections, it's the bigger numbers, but everywhere else it starts out the smaller numbers are the partials, where our bigger numbers, 47, is the bigger of the procedure. But OB always wants to be different. What'd you guys get on this one? D. We were in the total wrong area. Should not have been there at all. Look at your headers. Did you clear your blue headers ahead of time? Posterior laminectomies versus, what did we do? We had two hemis in here. The 42 is a hemi, but also is the 30. How can you figure out that you're in the wrong area with this 42 hemi, what again is your difference? What would you see? The 40 and 42 include a decompression, which the 30 does too, of the root nerve. What else? And the excision of the intervertebral disc. 40 is a redo. That means somebody has already been there, done this procedure before on this patient, and we're redoing it. D is initial. Be sure to put 42 redo with a star next to it because it's the same procedure as the 30. The only fact is that it's just a repeat procedure. Patients already had this done. In this note, we don't get any indication that this is a redo. And if you had notes here at 42, you'd know that this patient would have to have had it done before because you've got the big alert that says redo beside it. See where it says re-exploration under 36040? Be sure in red underline it or bold it. Super important there. That'll help you in this area. No indication it was a redo. Good job, Padme. What about these? A lot of them are in the 80s. 82 is our smallest one. 669. $82. These codes will be on your exam. 82, 84, 85, 89, 91. Just everything on this page will be on your exam. Just know in your heart and believe all these codes will be on your exam. $82. Our big difference with this one is that it has an expansion device. So if we're going in there and we've got a balloon that's expanding or using some other device to make things bigger, especially around the iris area, we would be 82. A lot of different things are intra or extra here. The difference between an I and an E. So I is in I love you. Or extra, E is in elephant, right? I give a color code for all my extras and intras. Anybody that gets the notes this year is getting the color coordination notes that go with it. So intras and extras, just like in our arterial cardiovascular, where I mark everything in red for arterial and everything that's venous or ventricular I mark in blue. This can help you out in the eye section too. If it's an intra procedure like our 66983. We would mark that one in a pink. I just have that color. That's all. You can come up with your own color scheme, whatever you want. And then all the ones that are extras, like our 82, mark that extra in purple. That's what I do. That helps out a whole lot. Our 89 has extra in it too. 84 has extra in it too. It also has an intraocular lens. 91 has intra in it too. That can be super helpful. Color coding this section. Our 40 is just a removal of lens material just by aspirating. So if we're just squirting some water in there and getting the lens out, that's what we're doing there, is our washout basically. 82 is our expansion device and it's extra. Our 84 is extra with an intra lens. This one has the intra lens too. '85 is an implant insertion. What did we do today? Did we just implant, or did we take something out and put something in? Ooh, what? What's in chat? Sophia. Aw, yay. Congratulations, Sophia. I'm so excited she passed her CCSP exam this morning. Yay, congratulations. Y'all still have to go to a testing site to do your CCS exams, right? They're not letting y'all do anything remote from home yet, are they? I'm so excited. That's awesome. So glad the videos helped. I would love for CCS to start doing remote testing. I'm just not sure if they have or not yet. I want to sit for one of their exams because that would be fun to know what y'all are exposed to and what the exam looks like. One of these days, I will sit for that exam for sure. Correct. A is correct, guys. Good job. Perfect. Let's see about this one. This one's going to be 2 pages long. First, we're going to look at our answers. Looks like we've got a difference between 621s and 622s. See what our differences are, if any. Check our questions just for those differences only. Don't look up other things you think you might need to code for. Only what your differences in your codes are. That's all you got to look for. 62190. Versus 222s. They're all underneath the CSF shunts. So there won't be a difference in the headers. So that's nope. $90. Jugular. 92 is an other. 220. Ventricle. Ventricle peri. Ventricle parietal. There we go. That's a J. This is other. Are we a VA or a VP? Those two are the most similar. We do have the word jugular here. Jugular again. What do you guys think? Still got 28 of you on. I know it's getting late. What do you guys think? I got 15 likes for the video today. Thank you guys. Appreciate the thumbs up. What do you guys think? $90 is jugular, but our difference was the VA versus the VP, right? These two were the two that were the closest because they both started with that ventriculo in that CPT code descriptor, and it was just whether we were arterial or peripherally. Was it peripherally or what was it? Oh, 23. Peritoneal. And all we had to go do is go look for the word vent. That told us that our answer is C, right? Because all the codes are jugular. That's where they go in at. So they were just trying to trick you. The more they put a word into the exam question, the more you better be suspicious of it, because they're trying to divert your attention to the true difference of this question. If you're seeing a word written so many times in one question, they are truly trying to put the wool over your eyes. Think about that during this exam, because you know they write these questions with a psychologist who knows human nature and knows the English language, obviously, and knows what to put inside questions to lead you to the wrong answer. That's why they put jugular in there 4 times, is because it's the wrong thing to look at. It's like the Wizard of Oz, where they have the curtain around the wizard, and they're like, don't look there. Look over here at this big floating head that's making all the smoke. This is just smoke in that question. If you see it multiple times, worry about that. It's just there to lead you to that answer. So be careful with that. Anyway, I hope that's helpful. I know it's getting late, guys. I hope that's helpful, Shy. I've got to speak with the boys and see how they're doing since they just got home from school. We have, I'm working on the respiratory section of codes. Need to work on my one-word differences, starting with 31500, and then just finish these few pages and we'll be done with the section. So what I like to do is, of course, if it's venous, even in respiratory, I'll mark anything ventricular, venous, or vein in blue, anything arterial, aorta, and artery in red. And then if they tell us that there is a modifier alert, or a bilateral, unilateral alert, or a radiology alert, I mark those in blue with double stars underneath. If a procedure is open, I circle it in green. If it is a closure or closed procedure, I mark it in orange. Super helpful to do that. If it tells me to use a code with another code, I mark it in green and underline it. If it tells me not to use something in or with a code, then I mark that in red with stars. And anything that a particular code has that might have a parentheses, I make sure I mark that in yellow highlight. Not every one of them's going to have something like that in the descriptor, and that's fine. But if it does, those words more often than not are the ones that are in the question. So I like to have those highlighted more than anything in these codes. Once I get all my parentheticals marked and my do nots and my yellows marked and my U's, and I'm missing a red line right here, then I'll go back through again, finish doing my grouping where I group the parent with the children codes, and then I'll start in on my one-word differences. So, I don't know. I hope that's helpful. And just getting those one-word differences down here is super helpful. That way you can grab it and go search for in your question, that one-word difference, what you're looking for, so that you don't have to look for anything else. I also highlight any codes. So anybody like Martha or anybody else that just came in, and Sophia, if she remembers any codes that were on her CCS exam this week and could email me, let me know what was on her exam, I can let you guys know by pink highlighting them in my notes so that it is there for you guys when y'all see my notes or purchase them or whatever in any of the videos. If you ever see anything that's pink highlighted, make sure you make note of that. That means somebody has told me that, or I found a note on the internet where someone said that that code was on their exam this week or whatever over the internet. Sometimes people do that. I scour the internet for that kind of info. But I hope this is super helpful, guys. I took it at a center A lot of your notes you put in, the practice questions were very helpful. That's awesome. That's so great. I've been helping people pass the CCS exam, even though I've never taken it, since 2019. Janet was the very first person that I ever helped pass it, and I still remember her to this day. This is, gosh, I can't believe it's 2024, and that was 2019. Yeah, 2020, very beginning of 2020, yeah. Janet was my very first. Super sweet, helpful lady. But that's cool. I want to take that exam one of these days. Yay. Thanks, guys. All right, awesome. Well, I hope this was helpful. I will be back tomorrow night with more CPT book prep. We're going to go over what new lab path codes and medicine codes are new for 2024 and getting those notes prepped in our books, whether you got a 2024 book or a 2023 book. We'll be prepping those tomorrow. That's the last two sections. I've got to go over just the new codes. And we'll be doing that tomorrow around 6:30 Arizona time zone on TikTok. So I hope to see you there. And then we'll be back here on Thursday for another 2 hours of practice questions here on YouTube. So I hope this is helpful. I love you guys. I will see you guys soon tomorrow night. Yes, yes. And if I'm on later to do book prep, I'll be on TikTok tonight to do that. Go see how maddening the kids are and how much help they need tonight. But if they don't need much, then I'll be back to finishing up these last 5 or 6 pages I've got to do on respiratory. And I'll do that from TikTok. But I know some of you guys on the East Coast, it gets really late for you guys. Anyway, I hope this was helpful. I will see you guys later. Good night, everyone.